Hey guys, it's Melena from Braid Day with Melena Jane. It has been a while. How are you guys? Um, Nice to see you here if you're new here. Nice to see you here if you've been here before. I'm really excited to get started with this. As you could tell from the title, we are going to be talking a little bit about Stranger Things. But before I do that, gotta do some self promotion before. Please go check out my YouTube channel, Brain Dead with Melena Jane. And also check out my main YouTube channel, Melena Jane. I do a lot of reactions and I do a lot of covers. I do mostly just reactions now because that's what get the most views. That's not what I care about, but it's actually really fun to do. So yeah, please go check that out. And I also have a Brain Dead with Melena Jane YouTube channel, which I'm going to start back up again, maybe with actual videos of the podcast. It's not like they're really that interesting. It's usually just me sitting on my bed or something. Yeah, we're just going to be talking about Stranger Things seasons 1 through 4 and predictions for season 5 and talking about some characters' deaths that still haunt me. If you're a fan, you know who I'm talking about. One from season 2 and one from season 4. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get started. But before we do, here is a word from our sponsor. So what we're going to be talking about first is how I started watching Stranger Things, how I found out about it, and why I still love it today. So basically how I started watching it was actually around the second season, because whenever my friends started watching it, I was like, okay, I want to know what's what, so I just watched it. But my parents had watched it the first season because they knew that it was going to be set in the 80s, and it was like, I don't know, like kind of like sci-fi, because they really love sci-fi stuff. So that's why they watched it, and I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. But that next year, man, I watched the hell out of it, and I've watched it every season since. Literally the night of, the day of, the next day. I usually just watch them all in one day. But I couldn't with the fourth season because it was May 27th and then July 1st. July 1st. But yeah, I love it. And why I still love it to this day is because it's like so good. Like, have you not watched it? Like, go watch it. Like, come on. And before I really get started talking about the show, I just wanted to add a spoiler warning because there's going to be a lot of them with deaths, characters, plots, everything from Hopper's kid to Eddie. So there's just a lot of ground to cover. So yeah, let's just get started. Like for real. Okay. So for those of you that don't know and somehow stumbled onto this podcast, Stranger Things is about a young boy who vanishes. In November of 1984, Will Byers is abducted by a creature from the Upside Down, and his mom Joyce and the town sheriff and some of the townspeople look for him and try to find him, but they don't. Until this young girl with telekinesis comes along, named Eleven, who escaped out of a lab, which is soon to be found out that it was not a good lab, and it was a good thing that she escaped. So Will's friends finds her in hopes of trying to help everybody else look for Will. Since no one's finding him, they stumble upon Eleven. And when they find out that she has some powers, they are hoping that she can help find Will. But I'm not going to tell you how that ends, just in case y'all want to watch it if you haven't. But yeah, that's pretty much what season 1's about. It's amazing. It's probably the best first season. I don't know. I can't say best first season ever, but it is by far the best Netflix show that I've ever seen in my life. And I love Russian Doll, The End of the Effing World, Insatiable. I love a lot of Netflix originals. Raising Dion, the list goes on. Netflix just comes out with some great stuff, but Stranger Things is top tier for me. Yeah, that's season 1. Let's move on with season 2. And now with season 2, the premise of season 2 takes place in fall of 1984. Will finds himself still attached to the Upside Down and becomes a target by a new dark thing called the Mind Flayer. And the Mind Flayer soon terrorizes everyone in Hawkins and possesses Will, leaving him with basically it's torture for him for the whole season. Leaving everyone else to figure out what's going on. And a missing 11 tries to connect back to her roots, tries to find her mom, breaks away from Hopper's cabin because that's where she went at the end of the season. Spoiler. So she realizes she doesn't fit in and then comes back. And then she has to try to defeat the new evil. And we also have some guest stars in there. We got Sean Astin playing Bob. Rest in peace, Bob. And Paul Reiser as Dr. Sam Owens. And we even have a few newcomers, Max Mayfield and Billy something. Just Billy. I don't know his last name. Hargrove. Yay, I'm smart. But we got some newcomers this season, and this season was actually really good. I watched this one live, and it was really fun to experience. I don't know. This season, I don't know. It is very good. Now let's continue with season 3, which is Oh My God. Now we're going to be talking about season 3 of Stranger Things, which took place in the summer of 1985. Everyone's thinking everything is good, going to the malls, having fun. Mike and Elle are in a relationship, and Hopper, doesn't super approve because they're getting really, really close. Everything is going good until Will feels like something on his neck. He's having premonitions of the Upside Down. He still obviously has a connection to it since he was stuck in there and he got possessed last season. But he feels that something is wrong, which turns out to be true. Even while his mom is thinking about leaving to go to California to escape Hawkins in this terrible town, everybody, the mood shifts this season when everybody thinks it's good as not. Joyce is worried about her magnets on her fridge because they lost their magnetism, and Mind Flayer's back. And it takes place in a terrifying new form. It even possesses Billy, which also turns into having a huge army. I don't know. It's just, you just have to watch it to find out, but Elle supposedly closed the portal, so everyone thought everything is good until it wasn't. So that's pretty much what this season is about. Just wait until you hear about what season 4 part 1 and 2 is about. Stay tuned to find out. But first, a word from our sponsor. So now we're going to be talking about season 4, the long-awaited season 4. It was split into 2 parts. One was in May 27th and one was July 1st. It was a really good season. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. And if you have seen it, go watch it again because it's so worth it. I love it. It's personally, I don't know. It's just, really good. Just go watch it. But here's what it's about. It is set in March of 1986, 8 months after the events of the 3rd season. The 4th season is split between different plot lines. The first plot line takes place in Hawkins, where several teenagers are killed in mysterious ways. It features Dustin, Max, Lucas, Erica, Steve, and Nancy with Robin, and Eddie, a new student. Well, in the show, not new student, but who is the leader of the Hellfire Club, a Dungeons and Dragons group that includes Dustin, Mike, everybody. Eddie becomes the prime murder suspect and is hunted down by Jason Carver, who no one likes, and members of the basketball team, including Lucas. He assumes that Eddie killed Jason's girlfriend, Chrissy, using satanic powers and is working for the devil. Dustin and his friends investigate and discover that the murders were carried out by a powerful big being that lives in the Upside Down, whom they later dub Vecna, who later becomes, Henry/1 as well. Yeah. And then the second plot line involves Mike Wheeler visiting Elle, Will, and Jonathan in their new home in California. Due to the events in Hawkins and the very terrible danger, Vecna, and the danger to her friends, Eleven goes with Dr. Martin Brenner and Sam Owens to a secret facility to help her regain her powers again. Mike, Will, Jonathan, and Jonathan's new friend Argyle try to track her down while they get high, pretty much. And they also visit Susie, Dustin's girlfriend, who we all love. Turn around, look at what you see. My microphone. Sorry, guys. I dropped you. Oopsie poopsie. And then the last plot line follows Joyce Murray, that they learn that Hopper may still be alive. They are told to bring money to arrange for his transfer. Meanwhile, a Soviet prison camp in Kamchatka, I don't know. Hopper is held prisoner and is forced alongside other inmates to battle a Demogorgon that the Russians have captured, which we saw at the end of season 3. All of those stories, they all don't end pretty, but they end. Even some of the characters, they end. But that's not the point. It was just a really good season, and I'll talk more about all of it later. So yeah. I'll start talking about all my favorite characters and stuff and my opinions, unpopular opinions, and all that. So just stay tuned. We're just going to be talking about some of the points in season 4 that were pretty big. And we're just going to be talking about season 4 as a whole, plot points, deaths, obviously the works of, talking about Stranger Things season 4. Some of the major plot points that we really have to keep in mind is that they were all separated. So, they were all over the place because in real life, obviously they couldn't all be together because they didn't want to carry, if they got COVID to everyone else. So they would just have to keep it as minimal as possible. Whoa, look at me using big girl words. I'm so funny. But, some of the things that we really do have to think about is what is going to happen with Vecna, since Vecna's not dead, and we learned that Vecna is not really the Lord Ruler. He is the Lord Ruler in his eyes, but really, come on, the Mind Flayer is 20 times more scary. I don't know, will he be the new ruler? Is Max gonna have Vecna in her as in season 2 how they referred to Will, the Mind Flayer in Will as the spy? Will there be a spy in Max since she's just brain dead? She's not actually dead, but she's brain dead, so she's pretty much just dead. There could be a spy, in season 2 with Will, in her Vecna or the Shadow Monster even, because it escaped from Russia. It escaped, if y'all didn't know that. So yeah, these are just some of my thoughts for just ideas for season 5, Duffer Brothers. If you want to steal my ideas, do it, but credit me. Thank you. And so, how Eddie and Max are dead. I already warned everybody about spoilers, so if you blame me, blame yourself. Max, brain dead, like I said a second ago. I don't know if she's just fully dead, because there could be a spy, And Eddie, I'm sorry, guys, he's not coming back as a vampire no matter how much we want him back on our screens. Trust me, we all want him back, but there's no way. There's no way. So, you can get that thought out of your mind. Even though it was in mine for a second. But it's fine. But anyways, I don't know, like, what they're gonna do. I do have a couple ideas, though. I just don't really want to think about it. But the world is definitely ending in this, unless Elle might sacrifice herself to Vecna so they can be besties in the afterlife or whatever, or just sacrifice herself and defeat Vecna. I don't know, honestly. I don't even want to think about it. But, I kind of want to. We all want to. We all want to know deep down. But we also just want to be surprised and wait till 2024. But then again, I don't. Come on. Hurry up, Duffer Bros. Anyways. Yeah. I hope they bring in some decent characters next season. Or Eddie. Bring anybody back, guys. Like, just don't bring time travel or, like, weird supernatural creatures in this. Like, worse than, like, don't bring in any vampires or zombies or anything. I mean, the only thing that I could probably tolerate would be, like, zombies. Like, deadites, like they did in season 4 with, like, in the dream sequence of, like, Chrissy's, like, the mom. Yeah, like, deadites from Evil Dead. But yeah, I'm honestly just really excited for season 5. I want to see what they do with season 5, and yeah, hurry up writing it, please. Thank you. So, right now, we're just going to be talking about some of my favorite characters and some characters that I don't really like, either if it's just in one season or if I just don't like them overall. So I'm just gonna list my 6 favorite characters just from 6 to 1, like my bottom to top, I guess. So coming in at number 6, we got Hopper. Hopper is like the greatest like ever. I feel really bad for him, especially since of his backstory. If you don't know, go to season 4 and season 1 or just look him up. He's just really cool and he would be a good dad. I'm glad that he got a second chance with Elle since his first daughter, I don't want to, be a buzzkill, but, And then coming in at number 5, we got Elle / Jane / Eleven, She is so bad, but she just defeats evil and defeats, I don't know. There's just like so much good qualities about her. Even though she had a screwed up childhood, she still found a way to be somehow sane, kinda, by living her own life. Even whenever she went to Chicago, she was still, still okay. She was, still having fun, making the best out of every situation. I think she would be really fun to have around. And then coming in at number 4, we have Steve Harrington. He is so cool. He would be a great mom. He would be so good. Like, be my mom, please, Steve. Like, he would be so fun to have as, like, a babysitter and stuff. I know he says he doesn't like it, but he loves being a babysitter to Dustin, to Lucas, to Mike, to Elle, to Max, to everybody. Every child that he can get his hands on, he just becomes instant besties with all of them. And I think he'd be really fun to have around as well. And coming in at number 3 is Max. Max is one of a kind. I am going to miss her a lot. She is just really fun, and I really do feel bad for her as well. There's not one character in the show I don't feel bad for that I like. Like, I don't like Billy. I feel bad for him. He redeemed himself, but I still don't super like him. And I do not like Vecna. Screw off. Go away. Bye. Brenner, I can't say anything about you. Even though Matthew Modine actually wished me happy birthday like 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago? It was a few years ago, but it was really cool and it was awesome. Almost fell. Jesus. Well, anyways, Max is amazing and I'm going to miss her. And number 2 and number 1 are tied because I still can't make up my mind about which one's my favorite. If you know me at all, you would know who these 2 people are. Drum roll, please. I couldn't find a drum roll, like, interlude, so I'm just going to make one. That's not a good one, but it's okay. My two favorites are Eddie and Dustin. They are just an amazing duo, but separate, they are, I don't know. They are so, I don't know, it's so hard to explain. I love them both so much. I know people have crushes on the both of them, but honestly, I don't. For real, I don't. Come on. I don't understand. And I do, but I don't. But it's no biggie, You do you, boo. But Eddie was just a great addition to season 4. Very vibrant, very out there. I would have so loved him to be in season 5. I still hope he is, but not the way that y'all want, him being a vampire. Hello. I have a lot to say about Eddie, but I don't have a whole lot of time. And then same with Dustin. I have a million things to say about this dude. This dude, okay, come on. Okay, setting all the books down. Setting everything down, setting my brain on the floor. Okay, so Dustina Henderson is amazing. He is actually my favorite character. He has the best personality. He is the sweetest little child ever. I would love to have him as a friend. Hopefully he doesn't die this season. Please don't die this season. Doesn't, please. I love him. He is amazing. That's all I gotta say. Thank you for listening. And now another word from our sponsors. Sorry if you get bored, but I have to do it. So, okay. And I have a couple unpopular opinions that I kind of want to address. I have a few unpopular opinions about Stranger Things. Just don't be mad at me, thank you. And some of these are ships. Relationships in the show. Just, in general, I do not like Steady. I just do not. I do not see Steve and Eddie together. I do not see Robin and Nancy together. And this one's the most controversial one, in my opinion. Mike and Will. I don't like them together because clearly Mike doesn't like Will. Clearly. And if he does, he has a terrible way of showing it, and that is a terrible person right there. Will, you need to get your head out of his own butthole, and you need to not like him. Okay? Please don't, because, come on. Mike's not even that cute anyway. No one likes Mike. He's mean to his own girlfriend, so why would he be nice to you? Sorry, Will, but, you gotta hear it. And also, one of the actual relationships that I do see happening, but I do not want to happen, is Steve and Nancy. I don't like them together, I just don't. I like him by himself. I like him being kind of experimental with, his own lifestyle. He can be with, other women as long as he's not, a whore about it. But him and Nancy, how did that work in seasons 1 and 2? That's what he's got to think about. And also, I do not like her. Well, in general, most of all, I do not like her with Jonathan. Yes, you have scars on your hands, so that'll remind you of each other forever. You'll have a bond. Just a trauma bond. That's it. That's why they were together. That's it. Literally, come on. But yeah, Nancy really shouldn't be with anybody, honestly. I don't really like her and Jonathan together anyway, and I do not like her with Steve. They just need to be separated. It's way too, I don't know, it's drawn out, kinda, and it doesn't need to happen. I also do not like Mike and Elle together, but that's a story I can save for a long time. But yeah, those are my unpopular opinions. I have a lot more where that came from. If you want, I could do another podcast about Stranger Things and just have more of my unpopular opinions. Or I can make a YouTube video about it. Again, Melena Jane on YouTube. Please go subscribe. I'm at 57 subscribers right now. I was literally just on 42 months ago. So thank you. Well, actually 3 months ago, but thank you. So anyways, yeah. So now is where we say goodbye and wrap up this whole episode. So thank you guys so much for listening in. And please, before you go, check out my YouTube. If you like me, or this episode, please go check out my YouTube, Milena Jane, where I react to stuff and I also sing. And let me know in the comments of those videos what you want me to make a podcast about. Like, what show do you want me to react to on a podcast so I can break it down for you like I did with this, or just anything in general you want me to talk about on the podcast. Because like I said, this is going to be about anything and everything. Yeah, just listen to some of my other podcasts and check out my Instagram, Lena Jane, and also check out Lexi the Dog 2021 on Instagram, which is my dog, Lexi. She is amazing. So yeah, please go check that out and follow us. And thank you guys so much for listening. It really means a lot, and I will be back very soon. I'll be back very, very soon. Even though I haven't posted over a year, I don't think I'm going to wait another year to do another podcast, because this was actually kind of fun. It took me about 3 hours though, but it was really, really fun, and I love doing this. So please let me know what you want me to make a podcast about, and I will totally do it. So thank you guys so much for listening in, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a good day, night, whatever. Bye!